Hello, good day to you. It's Talkin really, and today's news story on Tuesday, the 24th of March at approximately 9:15 a.m. You may be aware that last night the Prime Minister Boris Johnson made a TV appeal.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home. Because the critical thing we must do to stop the disease spreading between households. That is why people will only be allowed to leave their home for the following very limited purposes. Shopping for basic necessities as infrequently as possible. One form of exercise a day, for example, a run, walk or cycle, alone or with members of your household. Any medical need to provide care or to help a vulnerable person, and travelling to and from work, but only where this is absolutely necessary and cannot be done from home. That's all. These are the only reasons you should leave your home. Sam, remember where we've been trying to listen as absolutely scrupulously to the scientific and medical advice. And what they've always said so far is that the health benefits for the whole of society of keeping the parks open and the playgrounds open, if we possibly can, outweigh the epidemiological value of closing them. But, of course, looking at the way people behave, at the way they are responding, we keep that under constant review. And if people can't make use of parks and playgrounds responsibly, and you make a very good point about kids, but if they can't do it in a way that observes the 2-metre rule, then of course we're going to have to look at further measures. And the general principle should be that we should all, as far as we possibly can, stay home, protect our NHS, and thereby save lives.
He made it quite clear that people should stay inside for up to 3 weeks. So the Independent reported that the UK wakes up to lockdown, although we need to define what lockdown means, because actually there are a lot of things that are going on that mean that it's not entirely a lockdown, and it's not entirely, as it says there, police enforced yet, because the law that they're bringing in to cover this is not actually enforced yet. So they are actually saying that it's police enforced, and you could have a fine for anyone found outside without good reason for at least the next 3 weeks. I said to myself, I know you didn't hear me say that because I'm in my house alone, but I did say to myself a little while back, we're going to end up with martial law. And hey presto, we're actually on that road to having police and army enforcing this, which was supposed to be a voluntary requirement to not go out. However, my favourite story of today, News Thump, which is a satirical story. Britain to be locked down after simpletons couldn't stay at home when asked politely. And apologies for some of the language in this, but there is some offensive terms. Dipshits who insisted on going to the park and the pub over the weekend have ruined things for everyone else, it has emerged. Morons who head out into big groups to the beach or in the beer garden because the sun was out have caused the government to shut everything down because they just had to act like arseholes who think they know best. Most people have restricted social contact in a sensible way to try and stop grannies from dying. But, well, some people are just twats, says spokesman for the Department of Health, Simon Williams. Whilst the vast majority of people kept their distance and only went out when they absolutely had to, a comparatively small number of slobbering imbeciles decided to set up a virus breeding programme in places like Scarborough Beach or London parks this weekend. As a result, we're having to introduce restrictions on everything and not just the people who are about as smart as a garden ornament. If you went to the pub over the weekend, this is on you, you stupid, selfish bags of shit, he concluded. Yes, I did like that story, that's quite funny. So we need to look at what is actually going on as far as the various things that you can and cannot do. So we can have a look at this from the HM government, the emergency alert. The only reasons you may leave your home to go to work, but work from home if possible, to shop for groceries, medicine and other essentials, infrequently, it doesn't say what that means, to exercise outside once a day, to provide care or help a vulnerable person, and for any medical need, which is quite a lot of reasons there. When you say go to work, actually it's quite catastrophic, because there are a lot of people that do have to go to work because they are self-employed. And they're also in the key worker category, so they could be like doctors or nurses or paramedics or whatever. They have to go to work. There is a bit of a complaint because the government have decided that they're going to fund people who are employed whilst they're off, so they're going to get 80% of their wages, whilst the self-employed only get the SSP rate, which is £94 a week. So you can see that self-employed are going to be worse off, and they still have to pay their rent. So they're still having to go to work. NHS worker issues plea as commuter train packed despite the UK lockdown. Basically, this story was about London Underground mainly, because it's always about London, nowhere else in the UK exists but London. But they have actually made it worse for themselves by having cut down by 40% on the capacity on trains. So rather than having a 8-carriage train, they've only got 4 carriages. Well, what do they bloody expect? Are they a bunch of morons? Of course you're going to have people gathering together in the train. It's just ridiculous. So they can be seen crammed into carriages less than 12 hours after the lockdown was announced last night. Now, they're trying to blame Sadiq Khan, but the idea comes from the government because the government are in charge. So the idea is that we're going to be stuck inside for 3 weeks, so it could be quite ideal that you stick with me on this channel, because we're going to be doing videos and live streams. And talking of passing the time, here's some comical relief that may take your mind off it. First of all, I want to warn you of the proliferation of profanity. Try saying that fast. Proliferation of profanity that you may find offensive. However, you've had the warning, so don't blame me.
Right, you bastards. I told you once, stay the fuck at home, stop being tramps, stop going out and fucking coughing everywhere and, oh, but I need toilet roll. Use a fucking sock. Stay at home. It's not hard, right? In World War I and II, they had to stay at home hoping the next bomb wouldn't hit their fucking roofs. I'm asking you to stay at home, eat fucking microwave meals and watch telly. And you're whinging about it. I'm giving you fucking 2 months off work, you cunts. Stay at home, stop being bastards. You can go out to exercise if you really fucking want to. Once a day, though. I'll allow you. The police will come and kick your fucking teeth in if they see you with more of 3 mates. I'll fucking send them round to your house. I don't give a... They'll kick your parents' head in and all. Bunch of cunts, a lot of you. Stay at home. Do as you're fucking told.
And here is, to finish off, here's some funny memes that I've seen relating to the shutdown. And by the way, it's actually not a shutdown because they haven't actually said it's a shutdown. They've just given the impression it is. Obviously, they need to have the law in place first before they can demand it. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch you later. Bye for now.